you guys need to be aware of what's going on. Or Rav got up and said, but how am I supposed to know? And Shmuel stopped the meeting. You with me? Shmuel stopped the meeting, and he said, if you as a Rav don't know, then you're not doing your job as a Rav.
Last thing I want to see, whether it's M.A.S.K. or place, God forbid, closing, it just cannot happen. And as long as you're hanging in there, as they say, which you are, then there's hope for tomorrow. And all I can tell you is, without going into any detail, but you know that I am trying to do everything humanly possible. In a very difficult year, but I think it will be better than last year, by the way, I really do. And I'm doing everything possible for kids at risk in particular to be helpful so that you can breathe. Okay,
Yeah,
not just yeah, of course, I'm very committed to our place, and to both of you, very, very much. It's the only thing I'm going to push on a certain level, to be very honest with you. With Hashem's help,
I just think that we're all very lucky to have you that you're helping us and the families of teens at risk for prevention and at-risk behaviors. So much good has come over the years from, your assistance.
Okay.
And I'm going to let Avi Fishoff say a few words.
The 8 of us and you two.
Right.
Unlike a lot of people. Very sad for our community, and today's a very sad day for Klal Yisrael. That M.A.S.K. has to go into this kind of small kind of, I don't know where you're going and what you're going to be able to do and downgrade your services to people. And it's very sad. I'm really sad.
7 weeks I've been thinking about closing December 31st or not, and we decided to turn it around, and instead of being sad, we're going to be very positive and try and continue doing what my mission was from day one, and that's to help parents. And we just need the community to try and help us until we can help ourselves go back to what we were doing and stronger. So that's my appeal to the community and to the other agencies. Remember, can I ask you to say a few words?
Basically, what's been said is really what needs to be said, just that we have it as a science already, that something that goes through difficult times, that in itself is a sign of how important it is and how much there are forces, whatever they are and wherever they're coming from, that are working against it. There is no question that if there is resolve, then there will be a continuation, and it will be as good or better than ever. That's a fact. There is no question about that. If the resolve is there, and if it's there with Mesiras Nefesh, there's nothing in it. There's nothing in it for the individuals that are doing it, except for a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. And therefore, there's no question that there will be hatzlacha, there will be continuation, and for all we know, the continuation will be even on a grander scale. Something that encounters difficulties, it's a sign that somebody's trying, somebody doesn't want this to be. Something doesn't want this to be because it's doing too much good. Therefore, once you break that, once we break through, which Be'ez Hashem will happen, M.A.S.K., the other organizations, and the community at large will come through. Klal Yisrael will come through. We always do. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer. Sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. But there absolutely will be hatzlacha, and there will be siyata d'shmaya.
I could say this to everyone in the community. I wish that people out there would step up. I know everybody's hurting and things are tough and things are not easy. But if everybody would just do a little bit towards the work at M.A.S.K. and the work at our place, and our place is continuing, Baruch Hashem. And I agree with Rabbi Rutkin that Med Hashem, it was a lot of circumstances. You can go ask questions from Hashem. I have tougher questions to ask than this one, which I won't get an answer for. But people out there have to step up. I mean, they really do. Whatever it is, nobody should turn their back. Everybody should try to do something. I really thought that a year or two that I would help, which I did, there wouldn't be any more problem. I said, we're going to deal with the problem. It'll be fit. And in those days, it was much better than it is now.
I heard that.
Those 10, 12 years ago, it was a problem, but not But unfortunately, for whatever reason, the problem has gotten worse than ever before, and we need you more than ever before.
Having watched the development of the M.A.S.K office some bunch of years ago, it went through a very, very painful labor until M.A.S.K as an organization was born. And some of us watched it, you know, we watched it from a close distance, and it was very painful. These were the days when it was a common thing to consult to a family, to a kid, and when they leave, you sit down and you cry for a half an hour. And I know that I'm not the only one that did that. I would purposely not schedule clients back to back because I knew that that was likely to happen. From the time the M.A.S.K office was born, and it grew where everybody was grasping onto it. M.A.S.K as an organization reached out and connected with every professional possible, every agency possible, every OSCAN possible, and it became a central unifying factor. There was, everybody could always turn there. You could, if the M.A.S.K office itself could not answer it, they could direct you to who could. And you know, thinking about the agency in that term makes me wonder, how can you not have an office the size of this to be able to do that kind of work? You needed it, and we needed a bunch of staff, and there were a whole bunch of groups that got going, and then there were various groups that, as time went on, this one opened, that one closed up. There was the group for the siblings of the kids at risk, which was beautiful. It was a wonderful, wonderful program. But just seeing as time went on, everything was growing. Everybody in the community knows who the M.A.S.K is. They may not know who's behind the M.A.S.K, but they know the M.A.S.K office is it's one-stop shopping. And I can't help now but sit back and think that somehow there's a new beginning, and we're just now in a hibernation phase, and perhaps labor, and is going to be reborn in hopefully more grandeur than it had at the beginning. And what I would hope is that, you know, we're able to spend a whole lot more time doing prevention as opposed to the kinds of consultations and interventions that we were stuck doing, and the kinds of referrals that we had.
But not only do we owe you thanks for 11 years and plus, both you ladies, but at the same time, it's more than that. It's the fact the way you handled the situation, like Queens, I must say. You could have folded in a heartbeat. Could have closed a couple months ago and said, I tried more, I tried even more than that. You didn't. I think you're role models not only for us as professionals, but for the parent families that you've helped. Don't give up. Never give up. And I think just that experience alone, I think, speaks worlds of who you are and what the organization represents. And we all of us have to step up.
Night 11 years ago, when Dove called me, Wolf, you know what, come and see something. I kind of fell in at that time, and I'm still falling in.
But when Dove came to the first week, there were 40-something
It was after.
parents.
I came after.
There were
That
was
11
I
years
came
ago,
a week
40-some
or two
parents.
after that, when we came to our place. I
Right.
kept on telling Dove, we need something. We need something for our community. We don't have anything. Dove calls me, Wolf, come and see something. Okay, and it was amazing what I saw, and there's nothing else. There really is nothing.
There are new faces on Avenue M. I don't want to say every night, but every week. I see it being in the neighborhood, and I drive around.
We moved closer to
Every
Avenue
night.
M.
Every night.
Every night, there are new faces out there. There's a new yeshiva bacher trying a cigarette, the this, the that, and it's a step in the direction. So M.A.S.K has no choice. It's got
How many years has M.A.S.K been around?
M.A.S.K has been around. It's our 14th year. We have 14,097 clients that call us for referrals, and we're just asking the community to help us stay open. We're moving out of this office today to a temporary site, and we need the help from the community. Our funding's been cut, and we want to continue our work. We're determined to help the families with prevention of at-risk behaviors.
And for
Thank you.
donations, people could go to the webpage, right?
They can go to massparents.org and press donate online, or they can call 718-758-0400 from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Thank you.